I did send an email before to ask you guys about self-limiting beliefs, and Adria is here today and she emailed me and was selected. So we're going to go over some of the things she's going through, and I'm going to explain the process so that we can apply it to any self-limiting belief. So what are self-limiting beliefs? Self-limiting beliefs are essentially beliefs that we have that act as invisible chains. So they hold us back from reaching our full potential. We are infinitely powerful, and whatever we believe is true. So we're working on setting ourselves free today from those self-limiting beliefs. Where do these self-limiting beliefs come from? Our self-limiting beliefs come from the world around us, our experiences, even our fears. So everything we know about ourselves, the world, and everything in it, we've learned between the ages of 0 and 7, sometimes up to 13. Our brain during that stage is in the theta brain wave state, which is where we absorb things. So essentially, we learn all of these things between the ages of 0 and 7. That's our program. And we repeat it and we repeat it and we repeat it until we decide that that doesn't work for us anymore. So today we're going to shine a light on these shadows, these self-limiting beliefs. We're not here to shame them. Certainly not, because shame isn't something that can really transform these things. We're going to look at it with light. We're going to look at it with love so that we can actually honor what they are and transcend them. So we are going to work with Adria today. Adria, am I saying your name correctly? And I think you're actually on mute.
Yeah. Hi.
Hi.
Yes, Adria is all right. Hi.
So can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Um, a little bit about myself.
And what issue you'd like
It's
to work on when it
yeah.
comes to self-limiting beliefs?
Well, I have been working on. I had a very traumatic not very, but traumatic childhood. So I've been working basically all my life on figuring out how to breathe more easily and be more comfortable in my own body because yeah. So ever since 2009, I've been doing more intense work on myself, working with shadow aspects, and um, I feel like a lot of the things that I thought were wrong with me were in my, in the blind spot of my mirror. So I knew there was something wrong, that I wasn't in balance, but I couldn't quite see it myself. What is it that is out of whack?
Mm.
So I've been looking for many years. I've listened to people like Abraham Hicks and channels and Cryon and Bashar and um, yeah, a lot of spiritual gurus and leaders, and looking into psychotherapy as well, but and worked with some practitioners on occasion as well.
Good. And what areas of your life do you feel like there's a blockage or self-limiting belief?
Right now, I have made two big things that I'm focusing on, and one of them is money because
Mm.
I feel a huge block with my money. Well, don't we all? But I feel as much as I try to work with it, it does not budge. And the other one is my weight as well.
Okay.
Um, yeah,
Those are
and
two good
yeah,
areas. So
yeah.
it's funny because those are the most common areas that I see where people feel like they have self-limiting beliefs. And sometimes we don't even know we have a self-limiting belief, right? We're simply acting upon the things that we have within our program, not knowing whether it's good, bad, or otherwise. And the reason we start to realize that, hey, there may be a belief that doesn't work in my best interest is we're not going
Mhm.
where we want to be. Within us, we know that there's more, but for whatever reason, we can't get to that. So let's talk about money. When you think about money, what do you think?
Um, I think there's not enough of it, and I have to work really hard to get it. and I don't have the time to work and the energy to work as much as it takes to get all the money I need.
Okay. Those are all really common issues. Is there anything else that you think about money? Anything at all?
Well, I guess we cannot avoid the sayings that we all hear in our culture.
Mhm.
Money is the root of all evil, and there is an underlying conviction that we've been kind of indoctrinated with from birth that people who have money must be evil or bad or have blood on their hands or are oppressing other people in order to get the money. And we
Right,
see this story confirmed many times.
right.
So it's really hard to, yeah, surpass that one and go in another direction and think, okay, but it's possible to have money
Hmm.
without oppressing other people or being a bad person.
Yeah, so these are all really common issues that we have, a really common perspective that people have. Like you said, this is something that we've seen in society. You even see it in religions where we say money is the root of all evil. So these are the beliefs that we have. And I like to think of it as a filter. So, not having enough time, not having enough energy, money is the root of all evil. So, when you have these things as your filter, when you move through the world, that's how you'll see the world. And we'll always find evidence of the things we believe. We'll always find evidence of those things that are in our subconscious mind. So, the goal is to transform those things, right? So, if we believe that money is the root of all evil, we think it's bad. We think people who have a lot of money may have some negative attributes. Are we really aligning with wanting more money and abundance when we perceive abundance as bad? So I think these are great issues that we can work with. So if this is an issue that everyone wants to work with, or we're going to go through certain steps and you can take your own self-limiting belief and you can apply the same steps. So Adria, a question I have for you, those beliefs that you talked about with money, how have they helped you? How have they actually served you and been good to you in your life?
Oh, I haven't thought about
Yeah, a lot of us
that.
don't.
Um, well, I guess they protected me from the disappointment.
Absolutely. Absolutely. They protected you from disappointment. Is there anything else that we can think of that it's actually served you?
Mm,
It's okay if there isn't.
I can't really think of much else, no.
Okay, no worries. So let's talk about the issue when it comes to weight. What do you believe are the things that are holding you back? What thoughts are you having about your weight?
Um, well, it's easier to walk through the world as a fat person because in a way I'm protected.
Mm,
I feel it's been a protection also
good.
from the gaze of men, but yeah, I've used it as a shield somehow. So people can't really tell me that I'm fat because I know. So, or
Mm.
yeah.
Okay, so we see these beliefs and we are noticing that they actually serve us. So that's kind of step one of what we do with our self-limiting beliefs. How have they actually helped us? Because we
Mm,
don't want to shame things away. We don't want to say, oh God, I struggle with money. I struggle with my weight. Shame on me. I should know better. I should think better. I listened to Abraham Hicks and Joe Dispenza and all of these enlightening people, and I'm not getting anywhere. So I don't think that we should shame things because all of these thoughts, all of these beliefs that we have, they were created to benefit us in some way. So our subconscious mind, everything we think is really working in our favor. So, once upon a time, all of these beliefs were put inside our subconscious mind to serve us. So, step one is acknowledging the ways that they actually help us, looking at it from a place of compassion and not judgment. So, the next step is how do these beliefs hold you back?
Well, it's safe here.
Mm,
And taking a step towards, I mean, we are really resistant to change. So taking a step towards losing weight demands me to let go of control, let go of thinking the world is such an unsafe place to be in, let go of my armor
right.
and my protection.
Good. So is there anything that you would get as a benefit by letting go of these self-limiting beliefs?
I um I guess I would uncover resilience parts of myself that I have not yet tapped into.
Hmm. Say that you were a weight that you felt was healthy and fit. What would that be like?
Honestly, I can't imagine.
Mm,
I've
so
tried
that's
to, but I can't really.
Yeah, and we'll work on that. And that is very important. The reason being is when we can imagine that future, and that's what we're going to work on later in this workshop, is we're going to do a meditation. But we should be able to see, or at least imagine, any possibility of what that future could be because we're putting that seed into our subconscious mind. So I get that sometimes it's difficult to do that because of the beliefs that we have. So we're going to take this one step at a time. So we don't have to radically transform our beliefs overnight. Certainly not. We plant seeds, we nurture them, and eventually they blossom. So let's take the issue of money. If you didn't have these beliefs about money, what would be different in your life?
I would move more freely. I would be able to take risks
Mm.
and venture out into ventures that might fail or might be very successful.
Is there anything else that you would have, or any way your life would be different if you had different beliefs about money?
I guess the feeling that I'm reaching for with money, it's not the money that I want. I don't want to be a billion gazillionaire. I want the safety that brings. I want the
Safety.
safety and freedom that that would give me.
Beautiful. And that's a beautiful thing you did is coming to the root of what you truly want and the feeling. So another thing that we're going to do, because sometimes these beliefs can get within our body. So our body is a shadow of the mind. So whatever it is that's going on in our mind, we can also experience in our body. And it's helpful to know how we're experiencing it in our body and where we're experiencing it in our body so that when these feelings come up, we can actually nurture them and honor them. So bear with me for just a second. And what I'd like for you to do is Adria, I just want you to close your eyes. And I am going to say a sentence, and I just want you to finish the sentence. When I think about money and not having enough time or energy, I feel so
Tired,
tired. When I think about money and not having enough, I feel so
desperate,
desperate. And when I think about this issue with money and feel tired, I believe that I am
mm, unworthy, I guess.
good. And when I think about the issue of money and feel desperate, I believe that I am
Mm, there's a, I can't, there's a sea of things, but I can't, I don't,
It's
can't,
okay. Just the first thing that comes to mind, trusting your first impressions and the first thing that comes to mind. So when I think about money and that feeling of being desperate, I believe that I am.
I want to say a bad person, but that doesn't really, I don't believe I'm a bad person.
Sure. So when you think about the issue with money and being tired, desperate, unworthy, notice where you're experiencing that in your body. Maybe it's a feeling, a temperature, or a sensation. But when you think about money, that feeling of tired and desperation and unworthiness, where are you experiencing that?
I feel a huge pain on both of my shoulders and tension in my neck,
Mm,
and I feel a pit in my stomach.
good. Okay. Now let's move towards the issue of weight and finish the sentence for me. When I think about my weight, I feel so.
Hopeless,
Mm. When I think about my weight, I feel so
tired,
good. And when I think about my weight and feel hopeless, I believe that I am.
powerless,
Mm. And when I think about my weight and I feel tired, I believe that I am.
unworthy.
And again, I'm going to repeat some words to you, and I want you to notice your body, pay attention to where you're experiencing it. When I think about my weight and I feel hopeless, tired, powerless, unworthy, notice where you experience that in your body. What is that like?
I feel a lot of stress gathering in my stomach, like there's tension,
Okay.
and my hips are tensing up.
Okay, good. And instead of feeling hopeless, what would you like to feel instead?
Mm, cool.
Good. And instead of feeling powerless, what would you like to feel?
Empowered,
Good. And instead of feeling unworthy, what would you like to feel?
worthy,
Good. And instead of feeling tired, what would you like to feel?
energized.
Good. So, Adria, you can open your eyes. And the reason that we did that, our body knows, our mind knows, and we were talking about money and we were talking about weight. And when we were trying to figure out our self-limiting beliefs, Adria mentioned that she didn't have enough, not enough time, not enough energy, that money may be the root of all evil. We talked about the issue with weight, and she mentioned other beliefs as well. But when we really sink into our bodies and connect, there's a different self-limiting belief, unworthiness. So it comes in so many layers. So when we've learned at such a young age, maybe somewhere we've learned unworthiness, we take that pattern and we apply it to many things like money, like our weight, our health. So that's one way that we can really see what is at the root of our self-limiting beliefs. It's not just the not enough of money, not enough time. It's the unworthiness of it. So learning to heal the worthiness would be one of the ways that we can alter these self-limiting beliefs. And when we talked about that felt sense as well, when we're feeling it into our bodies, when we can become more aware of what's going on, we can access those parts of our body. So I'll give you an example. So when we are moving through our days, learning to slow down our thoughts is really important. Our minds work so quickly and so automatically, which is a beautiful thing. but it can be difficult when we are running on a self-limiting belief. So when we start to feel, for example, when you're thinking about money, Adria, you start feeling that tension in your shoulders. When you feel that tension in your shoulders, just pause a little bit. And those words that you said, that you want to feel empowered and hopeful. So taking a big breath in, breathe in empowerment, breathe in hope. And as you exhale, breathe out all of the things that you want to let go of. So one of the things that can help us, we're talking about regulating our nervous system and that mind-body connection. So when we can regulate our nervous system and we can find those areas of body and give it relaxation, give it ease. So for example, that feeling in your stomach that you have, that tension there, and even in the hips, when you start to notice it, pay attention and you can focus on that part of the body and give it what it needs. So for example, everyone can do this now. And this is just an easy example. We can place our attention on any part of our body. So for example, we can all close our eyes. Let's focus on our shoulders. What do they feel like? What are they doing? Are they holding any tension? Are they slouching? What could our shoulders need to feel better? Maybe a little bit of ease, maybe a little bit of comfort and support. And we imagine what that feels like, and we can bring it into our shoulders. So we can open our eyes. And that's just one of the techniques that we can use, because even if we're not thinking it consciously and aware of it, it's subconsciously running and our body is responding. So we can listen to those signals in our body when we notice that anything is happening. And that's one way to really address these self-limiting beliefs. So what we're going to do is we are going to do a little bit of a guided meditation. And because we have multiple people here who may be working on different self-limiting beliefs, it's going to be a little bit more general. Adria, I'd be happy to send you a recording later on that's specific to the issues that you mentioned, but we're going to kind of do something that's going to help everybody with their self-limiting beliefs. So everyone who's here today, just think of a thought, think of that self-limiting belief that you're dealing with, and let that be what we focus on today. So wherever you are, I just want you to be relaxed and be comfortable. So if you want to lie down, or if you want to just recline in your chair, that's fine. So as long as you're comfortable, and we can go ahead and we'll begin. So first, what I'd like for everybody to do is I actually want you to relax, and I want you to look up at the ceiling. So with your eyes open, look up at the ceiling and find a spot. Any spot is fine. And as you stare at that spot, take a big breath in, fill your lungs, and as you exhale, repeat in your mind, relax. Good. Keep staring at that spot on the ceiling. Take a big breath in, fill your lungs completely. And as you exhale, repeat in your mind, relax. Good. Taking one more big breath in, fill your lungs completely. And as you exhale, repeat in your mind, relax. Good. Now you can breathe normally and relax comfortably. And as you stare at that spot, focus all of your attention there, staying in the present moment. And allow your body to just relax. And in a moment, I'll be counting from 5 down to 1. And when I reach the number 1, allow your eyes to close. 5. Keep staring at that spot on the ceiling as if nothing else matters. 4. Eyelids getting heavy, droopy, drowsy, and sleepy. 3. Staying in the present moment, noticing any sounds you may hear inside or outside of the room, and allowing any sounds to blend into the background, allowing you to relax and go deeper within. 2. Eyelids getting heavy, droopy, drowsy, and sleepy. And 1. Allow your eyes to close and lay back comfortably and relax and do whatever you need so that you are comfortable and relaxed. And in a moment, I'll be counting from 10 down to 1. And with each number that I count, allow yourself to relax and go deeper within. 10. Drifting down, down, down. 9. More relaxed, more relaxed. 8. Deeper and deeper and deeper within. 7. Eyelids getting heavy, droopy, drowsy, and sleepy. 6. Letting every tension melt away. 5. Deeper and deeper and deeper relax. 4. Within, more within, within. 3. Deeper relaxed, deeper relaxed, deeper relaxed. 2. More within, more within, within. 1. Drifting down, down, down. 1. More relaxed, more relaxed, more relaxed. And in this state of relaxation, let's begin our inward journey. I invite you to think of a belief about yourself that might be limiting your growth. This could be a belief about your abilities, your potential, your worth. It might be a small whisper in your mind or a loud barrier in your path. As you identify this belief, observe it with kindness. Observe it with curiosity. Where did this belief originate? Perhaps it came from a past experience, something someone said, or a message you received from the world around you. See if you can trace its roots, understanding its beginnings without judgment. Now, let's explore how this belief has influenced your life. How has it shaped your decisions, your actions, or the way that you see yourself? Remember, there's no right or wrong here, only exploration and understanding. Allow yourself to feel any emotions that arise, whether they be sadness, frustration, or even relief and acknowledgement. And imagine this belief as an object you are holding in your hands. Examine it from all angles. How does it feel? Is it heavy or light? Smooth or rough? As you hold this belief, know that you have the power to transform it. You are not bound by it. And visualize yourself placing this limiting belief down. See yourself walking away from it, leaving it behind. And as you walk, imagine a path unfolding before you, a path of potential, freedom, and growth. And as we continue this journey of self-discovery, let's gently shift our focus to the future. With each breath, feel yourself moving in time towards a version of yourself that has fully embraced their potential. This is you, free from the limiting beliefs that once held you back. In this space, visualize your future self. What are they doing? yourself enjoying activities that once seemed so out of reach. Maybe you're confidently pursuing a long-held dream, or simply enjoying a life filled with peace and contentment. Watch as they move through the world with ease, assurance, feeling hopeful, powerful, and worthy. Now turn your attention to what this future self believes about themselves. Listen to the empowering beliefs they hold. They might be affirmations of worthiness, capabilities, and strength. Hear your future self saying, I am capable, I am powerful, I am worthy, I am enough. Feel these words resonate deeply within you. Notice how it feels and enjoy the feeling of reaching that full potential, of feeling worthy and powerful. Take a moment and step into your future self's shoes fully and completely. How does it feel to embody this version of you? Experience the sense of safety. Experience the sense of freedom, the joy of living without self-imposed limitations. Feel the strength that comes from believing in your potential and the peace that arises from self-acceptance. As you inhabit this space, let yourself absorb the emotions, the sensations, the feelings, and beliefs of your future self. Know that this is not just a distant dream, but a real possibility. The seeds of this future are already within you now, waiting to be nurtured. With a few more deep breaths, gently start to bring this experience of your future self back with you into the present. Hold on to this feeling of safety, freedom, hope, power, and trust the knowledge that you are on a path towards your full potential. And when you feel ready, slowly start to bring your awareness back to your current surroundings. Begin to move your body gently, feeling the energy of your future self infusing with the present. And when you're ready, allow your eyes to open, returning to the here and now, carrying with you the vision of your future self. And I'll count from 1 to 5. And when I reach the number 5, allow your eyes to open. 1, coming back more and more to the sound of my voice. 2, beginning to move and stretch and feel. 3, returning refreshed and relaxed with a heart full of hope and a mind filled with possibilities. 4, coming back more and more, remembering each step of the way you take from your future journey to the future of yourself. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, eyes wide open, wide awake, back to the present moment. So whenever you're ready, I want you to just pay attention to what's going on. And some of the things that I'd like for you to consider are, as you visualized your future self, what was that person doing? What actions were they taking? Your future version of yourself, what did they believe? And the next step is, once we've seen that future version of ourselves, we see how they feel, we know what they're doing, what they believe. How can we take actions today in order to have those same beliefs and those same feelings? So, for example, when we think about money, and money brings us the joy and feeling of freedom, and we want the freedom that money brings. But how is it that we can feel freedom today in our lives today? Is there anything we can do to give ourselves that sense of freedom? Maybe it's having boundaries. Maybe it's saying no. Maybe it's giving yourself a free day to explore and play and do whatever you want. Let's say that money, since that's one of the issues we're talking about, gives us the sense of safety. How is it that we can incorporate and bring that feeling of safety to ourselves today? Maybe safety means, again, asserting our boundaries. Maybe safety means self-care. Maybe safety means having a nice meal and taking care of ourselves. So these are things that we can incorporate today. Let's bring in those feelings of what achieving our goals will be. So a lot of times we talk about manifesting and we say that we need to be able to align with the energy and the vibration of what we're trying to achieve, and trying to foster and grow the feelings of our future goals is what we can do to align with that vibration. So step 1, focusing on the feeling of our future goals and bringing it into the present. The next thing we can do is looking at our beliefs. What beliefs did this future person have about money? Maybe the old version of us believed that money was the root of all evil, but maybe this future version believes that it's the love of money that's the root of all evil, and money in and of itself isn't evil, and money isn't the end goal. Money is an energy exchange. Maybe our future self believes that money is a blessing, money is a gift, money is our divine inheritance. So when we receive money today, maybe we can look at it as a gift. And when we exchange money and give it to someone else, we can look at it as a gift as well. So the more that we can incorporate the beliefs and feelings that our future selves have, the more we can really walk towards that future self and make it a reality. So what we did today is a little bit of neurolinguistic programming, where we try to figure out those self-limiting beliefs, envision a future, and try to change our language, try to change our beliefs and feelings about those beliefs so that they can transform. Now, to do a little bit of deeper work, getting to the root cause of this, we can do something called a regression. So step 1 is we're planting seeds. So today we planted some seeds about what our future self is. But what we can also do is figure out which seeds are planted that are no longer serving us. Again, they served us at one point, but do not serve us now. And we can uproot them. That takes the form of a regression, going back to those childhood memories, even past life memories or experiences, transforming them, telling a new story. Another thing that we can do to really get to the deeper root cause of things, it's in eternal family systems. So we've all heard of an inner child and doing inner child work, but something that we can do is access those other parts because there's more than just our inner child. There's other parts of us that are longing for something, motivating us. And when we can see what those parts want, see what their purpose is, and ask them to align with the goals we want to achieve now, that's when we can really change and transform not just our self-limiting beliefs, but our whole system of how we choose to move forward in life. So if you have any questions, I am happy to address them today. You can either type them in the chat, or I think everybody is muted. So if you want to unmute yourself and ask any questions, you are free to do that as well. I'll give it just a minute, just in case anyone wants to type anything in the chat and ask any questions. Oop, Joanna, I think is your name. I think I see your mouth moving, but you might be on mute. Um,
Hi, can you hear me?
I can hear you, yes.
Hi, I'm Joanna. I loved it. This was so great. I have a tension in my body that I stored for all my life, 4 years. And now that I've been working on myself for the past month, a lot has come up because like there's been a lot of in my body, like pain. I've been getting a lot of pain and it's like stored energy, right? So now that I've been releasing it, I'm feeling every day more and more free. And my goal is to go on stage and speak to others and like overcome that fear because oh, I'm so sorry, my phone is dying.
It's
But
okay.
yeah, I want to just because I know when you go on stage there's always haters, there's always judgmental people, right? So I
Sure.
want to So I understand that people that hate need more love. I already understand that. But I'm going through that, like that stage where it's like, okay, they're hating on me, it's their problem, not mine. So I have to just keep reinforcing that because I was in a program before this month, right? So this month, this is all new to me. So it's gonna take time because there's still a lot in my body.
Yeah.
So goal, I already have a big goal, but I'm just taking baby steps to go towards that. So like when I do step on stage, I'm not freaking out because I already know my body. As soon as I go, like even I can picture it. Like when I'm walking on stage, my body is panicking, and I'm just like, okay, breathe. So I'm working through
Yes.
that.
Yes.
But the question, I guess, is how do I overcome it?
Ooh, a couple of things. Well, I do public speaking and I would be happy to help you on that front. But I will tell you this, no matter how much you speak on occasion, everyone still gets a little bit nervous, even the really, really famous people who do public speaking. So learning how to calm that is one thing. Like you said, taking deep breaths. A couple of things when we're talking about our self-limiting beliefs. Yes, like you said, we keep affirming and affirming and affirming over again. Why? Because the more you do it with repetition, and when you listen to these affirmations, the more it'll eventually land. What's a really good way to deal with it? Like I said, is have we planted seeds of unworthiness and can we uproot them? So, for example, and this is something that I do with my clients through hypnotherapy. When we think about public speaking, we think about that fear. What shows up? Who's in the room? There is a part of ourself that has that fear. There's a part of ourself that has that judgment. So during a hypnotherapy session, what we would do is we talk to that part. We hear its story. Where did you come from? What do you need? Because all of these parts, kind of like an inner child, all of these parts actually need something. So that's one way that we can go about it. Another way is if you really have a really strong fear, whether it's a phobia, anxiety, some people even it generates depression, it was planted somewhere, and we go, where was this planted from the beginning? And we uplift that and uproot it from the very roots of it. And we can do a regression with that. And interestingly enough, when we do those regressions, you're talking back and forth. So it can be a challenging experience, but when we can plant a new entire seed and we replace that story of unworthiness, then we can start to let go of that fear. So one of the things, and this is, I'll give you an example. If I told you that you had purple hair, would you believe me? Would you run to your room? Would you go to your mirror and would you check to see if you have purple hair? No. Why? Because you know what color your hair is. You clearly know that it's not purple. And that's what we have to believe about our worthiness, our message, our truth, since you are trying to do some public speaking, that no matter what anybody says, you're not going to look in the mirror and think your hair is purple or think that you're unworthy or your voice doesn't matter. So we can really build that by doing kind of what we did today, where we see our future self, or we can talk to those parts. It's known as internal family systems in hypnotherapy and traditional therapy as well. Or we could do a regression, but it sounds like you're on the right path. We can connect later, and I'd be happy to give you more information. But if those techniques are helpful, let me know, and I'm happy to give you more.
Yay, I loved it so much. Yes, I'm so happy that I decided to come on this call, and I would love to get your contact. I would love to connect more. This was so
Yeah.
great. Like even just that short time made a difference.
Oh, I appreciate it. Thank you so much. And is it Joanna?